Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Exponentialize Live. And today I'm going to be talking about autism, which I guess I would say is one of my favorite subjects. I guess it's one that's quite personal to me because my journey with the Access X-Men tools really began with Gary Douglas, the founder of Access, going, Are you autistic? And for me, it was a big yes. And it was very surprising because at the time, my definition of autism was like, well, if you've got autism, then, there's something terribly wrong with you. And, it's a big problem. And like all of these basically definitions of this reality. And so as I really looked into it, it actually exploring what it is, not what everyone, tells you it is, really opened me up to having so much more of me. And it's one of the things that also really put me on the journey of discovering more about the Access X-Men tools. And yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about it. So, one of the things that Gary, who I was talking about before, the founder of Access Consciousness and also the X-Men material, the body of work, one of the things that he says about autism is that it's the question, autism is the question that no one else is willing to be. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, because, how many of you, when you grew up, did you all have like a million different questions? And, at some point your parents or your teachers or someone said, God damn it, can you just stop asking me all of these questions? Because, they couldn't come up with enough answers for the questions that you had. Because you, as the autistic person you are, every time you ask a question, you get, 5 more questions from the information that you get from that question. And that's really how question works. It's like you ask a question, it opens the door to a different possibility, different choices that are available. And then, once you've made a different choice, then you also have all of these different questions again, and it continues in that fashion. It's actually an ability that we have, and it's an ability to be curious about everything. And I don't know about any of you, but for me, when like there's something that I don't get what it is or how it works, it's like it creates a question in my world, and I'm like, I must find out more. I must know more about this. So, I'll do whatever I can to get some more information about it, research it. Sometimes I'll even go to the point of like, if it's a project or something that I've never done before, I'll actually do it and create it so I have the awareness of what it is and how it works. And that's how I've really applied this this ability with being the question, which autism is like an extreme example of, to my advantage, really, and to be able to create. And what I've noticed is that when I've got a question in my world, I'm like a dog with a bone, as we say in Australia, which is, I'm persistent. I will keep going until I have more of me in that area. And that's just one of the capacities that you can have as the autistic X-Men that you guys are. So I want to also talk about, got distracted by one of the comments, uncovering all the ways autism shows up is such a gift of getting out of the wrongness of being who we be. Amen to that. And hello, everyone who's watching. It's lovely to see you all and have you all on here. How does it get better? So I'm talking about autism. And I wanted to also talk about like one of the other ways that we talk about autism with X-Men is that it's functioning from a whole brain function. So, this reality tells you that there's like a left brain function and a right brain function, which describes how most of this reality is created. But it's like, is that actually true for you, or does everything occur simultaneously? X-Men tend to function from the past, the present, and the future being available simultaneously. It's just all awareness, and you can receive it at any time just by requesting, asking. And sometimes you're not even asking for it. It's just there. It's just available. It's just like basically coming to you. And so a lot of people have decided that that is too much to be aware of and too much information all at once. But one of the great things that I really got from the X-Men materials is like, I can actually deal with my awareness in a really different way. And I know what's mine, I know what's not mine, and I know, when it's relevant to me. Now, all the time, no, definitely not. I still get awarenesses like, holy shit, I was buying that as mine where it wasn't. And, it's like a way bigger thing that I didn't think who does it belong to could apply to. So you want to get, as an autistic person, you are going to have, your awareness is going to be expanded. Like you're going to, like most people function from being aware of this much. As an autistic X-Men, you'll tend to be aware of this much. Okay. So you want to have this place of, with everything that you're aware of, how much of what I'm aware of right now is actually relevant to me? Okay. So if I ask that question, it's like, about 99% of everything that I'm aware of, energetically, cognitively, and otherwise, like with my, my body, it's not mine. It doesn't belong to me. Okay. So that's really helpful. That's really useful to know that it doesn't belong to you. But what we tend to do is we tend to make all of that stuff relevant, because if we can perceive it, it's like if we're aware of it and we're perceiving it, then we must be it, right? No. Just because you're aware of it, it doesn't mean that you are it, okay? You're just aware of it. But what we tend to do is we go, okay, so this is what I'm feeling like today. So now, why do I feel like this? And then you start to look for the reason and the justification, and you start to create that as your reality, okay? So how much have you, even just today, how much have you been aware of, and then somewhere looked for the reason and justification for why that was yours, and then created it as yours based on the new point of view that you just took on? So everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. For anyone watching, on YouTube or anything, who's never heard that, that's the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, and you can check it out at theclearingstatement.com. Someone is saying, you've been such a gift to me, Saul, with all this info about X-Men, and also that you be so grateful. And I'm sorry, I don't know who it is because it just says fake Facebook user on StreamYard, but whoever you are, thank you so much. And it is a real gift to get that feedback, because for me, it's like, I do these classes and I do these lives and everything because these tools, this information, it totally changed my life, and I'm super grateful for Gary Douglas. It's Kelly. Yay. Thanks, Kelly. And yes, you are a person. You're more than a person. I do these classes, I do these lives, I talk about this, and I be this possibility in the world because it changed so much for me. Like I seriously was a very shy person. It's like I couldn't look people in the eyes. I was, avoiding social interactions at all costs, which I still do a little bit, but a whole lot less than I used to. And, it's like, I'm able to have way more of me, and this thing that used to be like this burden is now a gift that I get to create with every day. So that's really what I desire for people to have with this. And autism for me, and exploring this topic, excuse me, has been a really great gift. And it's been for me like a real pathway with that. So one of the things I would suggest is a movie called Temple Grandin. It's a really awesome movie about a lady who grows up with autism. She begins being nonverbal, and her mum really encourages her to talk, and so she starts talking, and eventually she starts spending more time like on a farm with animals and creating things in the way that she knows how. And it's really amazing because you get to see the perspective of her from her point of view, and the gift that autism is for her, and what it allows is that she can see things from a different place. If you have this also, it's like you don't just see if like the difference would be if someone looks at a coin and all they can see is one face of a coin. When you have this ability to be this question and to perceive things spherically, it's like you see the full 360 degree of that coin. You see all the detail you receive from all of the information. Okay. And so when you watch this movie Temple Grandin, you'll notice that it's like she sees the full picture of everything, which allows her to create in a really different way. And for me, it gave me a lot of awareness, and it was really inspiring. And it's based on a true story. She's someone who actually does talks and has created some really great things in the world. So I would recommend checking that out. And there's a few other comments. What about autism and perceiving its own body and being a totally different way than normal? So different than truly perceiving, receiving. It looks like a long wandering search, as for me. Severina, yes, that brings up quite a few things that we do address in the disabilities or abilities class. Like there's not going to be enough time to address all of that here because I'm nearly done. But I would say it's like the ability that you have to perceive like the thoughts, the feelings, and the emotions all around you. You also have that ability with your body. So, it's about asking your body what it's perceiving, not what it is, in terms of, okay, if your body feels tired, is it actually your body's, or is your body aware of what's going on for other bodies around it? Or, what information is your body giving you? Because our bodies are basically like these receptor systems for receiving awareness, and they will do whatever they can to give us the awareness. And it's like we have to be in question about what it is that we're actually receiving in order to get the information. So start by asking questions, and there's a whole lot more. I'd love to talk about it, but right now is going to be a bit of a bigger conversation than what we have time for. So Valerie also mentioned Rain Man. Rain Man is an awesome movie. It's also about two brothers, and one of them is autistic, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, it's quite a touching movie actually, and I would recommend that as well. You can find, if you go on to the Access X-Men page, there's actually a post in there that is all about the X-Men movies and people's favorite movies. So if you scroll down a little way, you'll find it, and it's great. It's like a huge list of all of these movies and shows that people have recommended that will give you more awareness on your X-Men capacities. So check that out. That's Access X-Men. It's a Facebook page. Bronwyn said it's not limited to a defined perception. It's an ability to be able to perceive and receive. That's different. Yeah. So, with this autistic capacity for receiving information, it's like most people will have like filters for what they're receiving. And as an X-Men, those filters are gone. Okay. And especially with autism. So that's why you can perceive the past, present, and future simultaneously. And it's also why you'll be aware of things that people are not aware of, because they have filters that only allow certain information to come in. Okay. So, it just is. And none of this is right. None of this is wrong. It doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you less. It's like, please don't please don't do any of that with it. It's like, this is about being different and what you can create from that place of being different. Okay. And if you do embrace the difference of you, you're going to be, you're going to be better than you were. And what if that was what you could create, always greater. Severine also said, I know by heart the questions to the body. And yes, there is a lot more, especially about the topic of abuse, dissociation, false self, etc. Yeah, and I was really talking about some of the things that you brought up in your earlier question, which is, I would love to talk about it, and maybe I can on a different live, but I'm not going to get to it today. She's also said most of the movies, especially American ones, are still quite caricatural, and a lot of autistic women do not recognize it since they get the ability to hide it and act as normal. Yeah, so, how many of you have been hiding the difference of you and hiding that autistic capacity that you are and you be? And what if today was the day to unhide it? And it's like, what if you just started with one thing? Okay, I'm different in this area. I'm going to stop hiding it. I'm going to be it. I'm going to expose it to the world, because we have had to hide the difference of us for a really long time. But things have changed. Things are different now, and now is the space for a different possibility. So yeah, don't be afraid. You are different, but your difference is a gift, and now is the time to be it. So yeah, that's it from me today for this conversation about autism. I hope you got something out of it, and I will be doing these weekly, and I'll have a different topic each week. So look out for the new topic next week. Grateful for you all being here. Thank you for your contributions and your questions. I'll see you next time. Bye for now, guys.